So you're not performing like you got a million views. You're not performing like you got a million views on your Tubi movie. You're definitely not performing that way. Okay, let me tell you why. I made a post earlier about streaming because I came across an interview with um, what's his name, Dame Dash. Dame Dash was in the video, and he was basically just talking about streaming, saying like, what's going on as far as like your CPM, which is cost per milli, which really means like what's your cost per 1,000 viewers, I believe. Let me make sure. Let me pull it up real quick. 1,000 ad views, 1,000 ads watched. Let's see here. I had wrote it down. Hold on. Typed it up or whatever. Here we go. 1 million. 1 million views. All right, so it's like, so he was talking about your CPMs and streaming and how much money is being made. Like talking about, Snoop Dogg had like I think a million streams and only made 40 G's, 40,000 off, or a billion or something like that, made only $40,000 off of that. Which when you talking about millions and then you bring it down to thousands, it kind of looks crazy because of how the market of like selling music came from like selling CDs and getting $10 for that, and you got you got a whole album. Then it went to the whole like online with LimeWire, where you could buy one song for like 99 cents. So 10 songs, $10. So it still was around the same amount because the album was like 10, 12 songs. But in the hip hop world, they that kind of changed up the album because they were putting 18 songs in there, like 12 real songs and then like songs in between, a B side, a side, all that stuff. Which hip hop always had an A and a B side, but they started making a lot more songs on per album. So you were getting sometimes 15, 20 some odd songs for $10, $15. I think at the most I ever paid for a CD was like $18, but that was like a double disc CD. And but it was a tangible product that you could tangibly sell to someone and then get that back. So that right there is I guess kind of like what we're running into right now because hey, what's up, Brooklyn Williams? How you doing? It's kind of like right now that's not happening with the streams because just because you get a million streams, which I'll say, and because it's talking about we're talking about movies too. I'm not really kind of focusing on the music side type of thing. I'm more so focused on the movie situation as an independent. So to give prefaces to people, I'm an independent filmmaker. I independently produce my own series. I independently produce a couple of movies. I have a series that is streaming. It's been streaming for a little while now, for about a year and a half, and I've been on distribution streaming platforms since 2024, around 2023, 2024. So I have enough experience right now to understand how things get to streaming, how they're paid out, and what I hear in the internet streets, what people are saying. So Dame Dash there was nothing wrong with what he said, and I think a lot of people don't really listen to him because of the whole antics around him, the losing his teeth thing, talking greasy to other business people and celebrities. But that's Dame Dash. But the information that he was talking about, he is hitting on a lot of the points factually because I'm telling you right now in real time, I've been vulnerable, I've been transparent and open about my journey of being a filmmaker, being a producer. If you don't know, I produced a series called Houwood, Houwood, Houwood series, which is right here on YouTube that you can go watch whenever you want to. Type in the search bar, and put Houwood Series, and you can watch all 3 episodes and check those out. And I greatly appreciate it if you watch the entire episode, and if you can like, and if you can send a comment, and then if you could even share that to someone, I would greatly appreciate it, because everything that I'm about to talk about right now is going to tell you and it's going to explain to you why I appreciate it, and you're going to see that. The reason is because we're looking at it as independents, like, is streaming even alive? Is streaming even real? Is streaming even, is it dead? Meaning, like, a lot of people are just not seeing the numbers that we're expecting to see from it. We're not seeing it. And then the numbers that you are seeing, it's not equating to the revenue share. And so I think, and a lot of that is coming from bad expectations, miscommunication, not understanding exactly how streams work. So I went and took all of my knowledge that I had, and then I took a little bit to the computer and, like, just researching things, looking up stuff, trying to find out exactly what are the breakdowns. And what it is that the CPM is just talking about, like it's cost per milli, like, 1,000 times how many ads viewed at this time. So they want, like, 1,000 ads viewed. That's what that actually means. So 1,000 times the advertisement is actually shown to viewers. It's actually shown to viewers. Not just that you got 1,000 people watching it, but you got the ad being viewed 1,000 times by the person watching it. So if I'm watching a movie or the series or whatever it is, then the creator, which is not me watching it, the creator of the content would like for me to stay focused on it and watch it to where at least a 1,000 ads went through. Not necessarily that's why I stopped. Not necessarily that me as the one person has to do that, but that's definitely the view of that click of that product needs to have the ad. So they could watch episode 1 and say episode 1 has 5 ads in it, and they watch the whole episode. Then they watch 5 ads, and then they say somebody else comes to watch that episode, and they watch the whole episode, and there's 5 ads. So now there's 10 ads, so on and so on, until you get to 1,000 ads. Once you get to 1,000 ads added up, not 1,000 views, but 1,000 ads added up, then they're gonna send you $4. $4. I say it like that because I'm coming from the content creator point of view, where we got to do the marketing, the social media push, which is all part of marketing, but it's the social media pushes, the branding, let alone if you made the movie, let alone if you cast in the movie, let alone if you're doing something that's ongoing like a series. And I think that's why I really want to jump in and talk about it a little bit, because I'm doing a series, something that's ongoing, that's like a ongoing project. So that means that you're going to constantly be shelling out money for production, because the locations, cast, food, insurance, gear, crew, all of those kind of things that you're going to need in order to make your production happen, especially if you're a self-made producer, self-made filmmaker, and this is something that you're producing to push out. You're pushing it out. And so we will pick like a platform like Tubi, a platform like Amazon Prime, those type of platforms, because they have revenue shares. They're doing AVOD, which is advertisement on demand, meaning that you get paid from the advertisements. Tubi has already got a deal with quote unquote Tide or Sony product, whatever product. This is all speculated allegedly, because I don't want to get any kind of legal battles with these companies, but I'm just trying to explain how these tech data companies are working. Talking about the streaming, like Tubi, stuff you watch. The things that they're doing is that those companies have marketing dollars, and it's like, hey, we're gonna send you X amount of monies, and we're gonna send you our commercials, and we want you to put it in front of your audience because people are watching it. Okay, boom. So that means Tubi, they're gonna get paid that the minute somebody's watching it, those funds start to accumulate. And I believe it's like a 45, 55% split. I believe Tubi, I believe Tubi is taking the 55, and I believe they sending the 45% to the content creator. It might be the other way around. I'm trying to remember what it was. Might be the other way around. The reason why I'm saying it like that because I have a deal with a distributor that has a deal with Tubi. So I have a deal with the distributor, and me and the distributor, we cut and break down what we make out of this. And I'm saying all this because I want to be able to have a video here that's going to educate people on how this streaming is looking and how it looks in real time with an actual real person that is regular. Like I'm telling you guys, I didn't have no big thousands and thousands of dollars behind me to go make this. It was me. I work in a regular 9 to 5 job, at the time when I started it in 2021, you know, something probably like right at about 55, 60,000 a year, clearing, taking a little chunk of that weekend money and going to go film. That's what I went to go do. Even to this day, I am not with a sponsor. I'm not with a major company. I'm not signed by anybody. I'm not with an agency. It's just me and whatever these walls filter in to push out. And I've been, to me, fairly successful and fairly climbing the ladder of what this is about. So I feel like I have a good range of experience and expertise to be able to share what's going on. Because I'm getting people around me that are in my peer film group that are saying they got movies that already got 1 million views. And the people that I'm hearing this from at the time that I hear it, because when y'all watch this video now, because you'll probably watch it later because it's live, but if it's still up and people watch it later on, it might be months and months down the line. But I'm just saying, at the time when I was speaking to the person, this person's is a couple, it's not just one, told me that they have 1 million views from their movie being on Tubi. At the time they told me, it only had been maybe a week, 2 weeks since they told me that they got on the Tubi. Now they're telling me that they already have hit 1 million views. And I'm like, how did you hit 1 million views in less than a month? So I didn't say that. I didn't say that in real life to their face. I wanted to. That's what I was thinking in my mind. But again, a hateration came over me. I was like, man, you just hating. Don't even say nothing. Just like take it in. They excited. They got their movie on Tubi. There's probably a lot of traction, a lot of things happening. But to this day, I haven't got the detailed analytics from Tubi of like how many viewers I got in one sitting. Like they'll give you a span of over a quarter, or they'll maybe like do 4 quarters, like the whole year, and you can kind of read between the lines of like how many views you may be getting, this and that. But ultimately, it's just numbers of the CPM of like how long they watched, and then at the same time it'll be what other numbers would there be? The date of when this was clocked in on their end, on their analytics. But I'd still, like, to this day, I was like, man, 1 million views. So I looked it up and I was like, yo, so what does 1 million views on Tubi look like in 30 days or less? Because like I said, mostly people will come to me within a week or so and like, man, I got 1 million views on my movie, da da da. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Jody Brown? What up, what up, what up, everybody? What up, Brooklyn? What's going down? Yeah, make sure you hit that like, smash that like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell, because I got more videos that's gonna be dropping tomorrow night, Tuesday night. Of course, y'all know I got film tricks and politics, and I'm gonna be dropping that every Tuesday at 8 p.m. So we got another show we're doing tomorrow night. And I'll let y'all know about some other things I got going on too. We're gonna be doing some movie casting trivia, where we switch up a cast and say, what if this cast was this for this classic movie. So the movies that this gentleman picks on his podcast, it's a lot of like movies that we all grew up with and we know, and then we take them and switch them up. What's up, Chase, man? What's up, Pimpin'? And we switch them up and we put different casts. It's funny, it's cool, It's kind of something a little bit more lighthearted than what Film Trucks and Politics has been in these last few weeks. But today, like I said, I want to talk about streaming because there's a lot of people that keep telling me, man, I got 1 million views. I already got 1 million views on Tubi. I'm like, how? Where? Show me the analytics. I even talked to my distributor, and my distributor was saying, is there a way for you to send us a link to see what that looks like, that interface looks like? We want to know because we're part of Tubi. Not only are we on Tubi, we're on Fawsome TV, we're on Amazon Prime Video, we're on Relay TV, we're on Zumo Play, we're on Zumo Play, and we are on Black Stories, which is another YouTube channel on YouTube. But again, like I said, you can put in Houwood on most streaming platforms and it probably is going to pop up where you can watch it because our motto was, or is, we want to be everywhere you are, meaning you, the customer that can watch it, the viewer that can watch it. We want to be everywhere you are so we don't have to really worry about, it's hot in Houston already. The summer's already here, guys. To where we don't have to worry about trying to work. Do we need to promote Tubi? Do we need to promote this? No, we want to make sure we're where you are. So I looked it up and it's like, to make 1 million views on Tubi in 30 days or less, what does that look like? That means that you have tens of thousands of dollars access to that because of the type of views you're getting, because of the type of CPMs you'll be hitting, because you had already had hit your 1,000 ad views a few hundred thousand times. So that would bring you revenue shares from that. And some of these people that I'm talking about that hit 1 million, I don't believe their revenue shares, and folks that don't understand what revenue is, I'll speak in layman's terms. I don't believe your paper up like that. I don't believe your paper is up like that, because if your paper's up like that, your cast, your crew, your actors, the people who are working for you, the things that you want to do, it wouldn't be any question because you would have the capital from all those millions of views and you being in the top 1 percentile of independent filmmakers getting 1 million views in less than 30 days or less. Meaning like that's phenomenal. I'm not even knocking you. If you got that, I'm not going to knock you at all. Like I'm not going to knock you down at all. But if you have that, that's what that means. And so also it means that you have a proven audience. I mean, you got an audience. I mean, like now you need to be doing everything you can to tap into that audience. Like if you got 1 million views, you should already be working or have another film or something ready to go because you got a built-in audience. Boom, go ahead and get on this hot. You know what I'm saying? Talking about it. A simple breakdown. If your earlier number was 1 million views total, realistic Tubi payout, you're looking at 40 to 120K. 40 to 120K. Think about that. 1 million views. 1 million views, and you're going to be sitting at $40,000 to $120,000. Okay? Now, we know there's ads that you got to pay for. We know that there's travel and other expenses, press kits, agencies and things you got to pay for in order to get mass marketing media in order for you to reach that million, because you're not going to make a movie. You're not going to be a no-name, unheard of, never market your movie. If you just put a poster out and you think that's marketing, you are way behind. You are way behind. That is totally not it. So if you haven't done any of those things, that makes you invisible. You are invisible. Even when you put your stuff out, you're still invisible because no one has gotten a chance. The algorithm hasn't gotten a chance to find the people, the audience that would be into what it is you're into. Unless you're perfect with SEO and you're perfect with your branding and marketing, then maybe you have a chance to, like, as soon as you post it up, it's on Tubi. And within 30 days or less, you hitting 1 million views. 1 million views. Now, remember when I said earlier, when I said a lot of us are coming from the CD, DVD sales realm of entertainment business, where you got a CD, give you a CD, you give me $10. Peace. You give you a CD, you give me $10. Peace. I got 20. Boom, vice versa, vice versa. Now, once I get that $20 and that money, there may be some breakdowns. I gotta pay my band and whoever else and this and that, or whoever helped me. That's that. But I'm just talking about that tangible exchange right now first. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about that tangible exchange, because that tangible exchange is what's crazy. Now think if you were able to, like a movie, if you got 1 million views in a movie theater, that means that 1 million people went to go see that movie. Because the only way you would be able to calculate those views is by the ticket sales. Meaning that I'm going to go to a movie and I got a date. The movie is $10. I'm going to pay for my ticket for $10. I'm going to pay for the ticket for my date, $10. That's $20 for us to go watch a movie. Now we went to go watch it. The movie theater is going to want $3 from each ticket. Okay? The rest comes to us. It's probably less than that. But we're just using that number for example. The movie theater is going to want $3. I'm just slowing it down because I feel like I'm talking too fast for everybody. I don't want to talk too fast. The movie theater is going to take $3. So that's going to leave us with what? $14 after said and done, because they're going to take 3 and 3, that's 6. So 6 out of 20, that's 14. So that's $14 coming back to the house. Okay? Now let's take that into streaming. Streaming is basically, I need to have 1,000 people come and buy a ticket before I even get $4. That's what streaming is. Is that I'm coming to the movie theater and the movie theater is going to stream, and before I get any money, the movie theater says, hey, you have to sell, we have to get rid of, no, it's even worse, it's even more than that. Not only do we need to get as many people as we can in here to watch it, we need to make sure that the opening credits play 1,000 times. Once the opening credits play 1,000 times, then we can start sending you money. And I think that's where the hang up is coming at with the streaming far as artists. Now the other part is this, is that there's bigger ratios of numbers. I know the movie theater is probably more of a crude example, small example, and very finite, because it's just the location you go to and it's one person that can actually view it and this and that. But it was just an example to show like the tangible versus the digital. Tangibly, go in and buy a ticket, sit down. Digitally, we're just streaming and watching it, and if we have the app, we can watch it. So, but the point is that putting your content on YouTube is free. It being housed there and able to be pulled up by their servers at any given time, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year for the rest of the time being that it's existing, is free. To have access to over 200 million subscribers that are subscribed to YouTube, that's free. You're getting that for free. So I can understand why YouTube is paying out what they're paying out and taking in what they're taking in, because they're actually offering this huge service of accessibility. But there's still a creative measure of like why we're doing it. It's like, yeah, we want to do it. We want to be on Tubi and we want to be on YouTube because there's access to millions of people. You know what I mean? But we still want our creativity to equate to the prices of the work ethic we're putting in. The work ethic that we're putting in is that we're posting on YouTube in order for us to go to Instagram, in order for Instagram to go to TikTok, TikTok to Facebook. We're posting on these social platforms 2 to 4 times a day. You know what I'm saying? So say 2 times a day times 7. That's 14. That's 14 posts that you have to create. it may take anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes to create a post, depending on how savvy you are. So you add up that time, that's the time that you're taking out of your day in order to focus on this one product that you have, this one product. You know what I mean? Because we're still talking in the independent filmmaker realm. We're not talking in the realm of somebody who has the money to hire a team and to hire a crew and a staff to do these social media things for you. We're talking about you, the person who made the movie, and maybe a couple of friends, maybe like 2 or 3 friends that are believing in it. And a lot of times when you're on this independent level, and once you get done making a movie and you got to market it, it's usually it's usually uh it's usually like about maybe 1 or 2 that are gonna stick around. You know what I'm saying? So Jody Brown is asking. I'm taking a break real quick. So Jody Brown is asking, what is your channel about and stuff? My channel is about filmmaking, entertainment, and politics that circle around filmmaking, entertainment. I also touch in on a little bit of national politics because of the heightenedness and the anxiety of the world that's going on right now with the Trump administration in office. It seems to have um, ruffled the feathers of a lot of people. So it's a lot of good news stories that come out in Hot Topics. So I will cover Hot Topics sometimes on this channel, but my main stitch with this channel is all things to do with film. All things to do with film. You know, so it's not a channel where I teach you how to use a camera and f-stops and ratios and lenses and things of that sort. But I can, and sometimes I do. I do talk about commentary about topics and stuff like that, and I don't do it on everything, but I do. So this one right here today is about streaming because I had posted on Instagram earlier today, my IG, Black Jag Films, IG, if you want to go check it out, BLK Jag Films, check that out. I posted on there today about streaming. Is streaming dead? And I'm saying it in a way of saying, like, are we spinning our wheels thinking that we're making tens of thousands of dollars, but we're only going to be making peanuts? We're only going to be making pennies comparative to what work ethic that we're putting in. And if that's the case, is it time to start to change the business format and how we approach streaming and how we approach indie films? Because I still have my same gusto and energy about it, in a sense of like, I'm doing this to create passive income. I want to look back 10, 15 years from now and know that I have at least 10 to 20 pieces of content that are quality works of art, whatever they may be, documentary, movies, TV series, TV show, music videos. I want them to be quality that are still generating revenue, whether it's $500 a month to $5,000 a month to $50,000 a month. I want it to be still creating revenue. So I'm still seeing this in the long game version, but I believe like the viral sensation stuff, going viral, people talking about, oh, I got 1 million views already on my movie. I think, and then the Instagram popcorn generation got it thinking that this is an overnight thing. And so a lot of us, including myself, because like I said, I ain't never streamed before 3 or 4 years ago. I ain't never done that before, none of that. Everything I did that had to do with arts was a tangible sale. I come perform, you give me your money. I got some tickets, you give me $10. It's always been hand-to-hand tangible. So this digital world now is kind of like, okay, we already don't see the money, we already don't hold the money. So now we're beholden to what we can do. And so a lot of people like get mad because we're looking at likes, we're looking at the views, and they're like, you shouldn't be focused on the views, shouldn't be focused on like. I don't want to be focused on the views and likes. But whenever I try to get concrete answers about how they charge and how the CPM is tallied, there's various randoms. Even in the CPM, some CPM people could be getting $3 and some odd cents for their situation. The same situation could be getting $9. So for example, if you're say you're doing like social commentary, you're just doing videos about hot topics. That's it. Just hot topic stuff. You're gonna get a lot of views and a lot of likes, but the ad revenue share is gonna be super low because it's not it's not really a niche. It's kind of saturated, but at the same time, it's just gonna be low. But now, if you're doing something like this, educational, teaching something, real estate, what was the other one? Finances. Finances is a big one. Those are gonna give you a bigger CPM. But again, what needs to be done? Where's my my notebook at? What needs to be done is you need to find your passion that overlaps audience demand. And that's where your streams and your CPM is gonna uptick and go up. Is when you figure out the passion that you have, what you're passionate about. Are you passionate about basketball? Are you passionate about filmmaking? Are you passionate about, eyeglasses? Whatever it is you're passionate about, that's the first part. Then you need to find your audience that's demanding what it is you're passionate about. So there's an audience that's demanding to know how filmmaking happens, how it works. What's the politics? Why is filmmaking so subjective? Why is it a casting call hard to do, and why am I scared to do it? Why are you being so judgmental, and how can they be judgmental in filmmaking? So there's people that are interested in that, so I'm interested in film. So I just need to be passionate about what I do and make a film about it and understand what that is. And so I'm bringing that up because that when you start to monetize your channel, you start to understand how it works, then you could see like then you could see understanding like this the streaming is kind of crazy right now. It's kind of crazy, but when you, like what I was saying before, I'm looking at the long game. When you look at the long game over a cumulative time, these products are going to reach more people because again, it's algorithms. I was listening to another I guess an influencer, and he was a comedian. The video's been going around. You guys may have seen it today or maybe tomorrow or something like that. But what he was saying is that he built up like 20 million followers on TikTok and doing comedy, stand-up skits, comedy, boom, boom, boom. Then all of a sudden, nothing. He can't get his content to go nowhere. So after he had those 20 million followers, and he still had them, but for some reason he's not getting any traction. And he ended up contacting TikTok. When he contacted TikTok, TikTok was able to tell him, yeah, we're just not interested in the algorithm, and we're just not interested in comedians and comedy stand-up anymore, so we're going this direction, da da da. That's why it's happening. And he's like, well, what am I supposed to do with my 20 million followers that may want to see this content I have? And they're like, well, we don't know. Maybe go into hot topics, because that's what they were going into. They're every platform is moving towards the hot topic algorithm. Like if the topic's hot and you got something that kind of goes in that realm, they gonna push it. If it's not in that realm, it's not gonna get pushed. So now we know that these social medias do have a button to push you to the top or keep you at the bottom or keep you where you are, where no one, even the fans, the followers in your group, ain't gonna see what it is you're doing. So the streaming, it's a I think it's not a daily. I don't want to say it's a daily thing where you got to look at it every single day like that and micromanage it, but you definitely need to be looking at the big picture of it all, of how streaming is. I believe that the consistency of how you work it and how you roll out your content is what's going to help you build your follow. So if you're listening to this right now and you don't have a YouTube channel that's monetized, those kind of things, don't feel like you need to rush. There's a lot of people that's in this position. There's a lot of people that are working very hard, being very consistent, and they're still in this position, and they're striving to get there. striving to get to the monetizable part. I have several platforms. A couple of them are monetized. I have a couple that are not monetized, and that's only because I just started them maybe 6 months, maybe a year ago. So I still got to build those up. You know what I mean? So this is a gig. This is a thing. Understand. Let me scroll through here and see. I'll make sure I ain't missing nothing, because it really, after a while, it just starts telling you how to get those million, um, views up. Or is it at? Where is it at? Target time. Because the views is one thing, but you also want to get that retention, that tension level where you keeping the audience watching it. You keeping them watching it past like maybe the 8 minute mark. You can keep them watching at least the 2 minute mark, but you keep them watching past 8 minute mark. You're definitely gonna make the money, because I think there's another thing as far as like want to do long form, and there are short form on YouTube. Short form is getting you a lot of traction, and it can equate to subscriptions. So let me give you a few things. So tier one, in order to like monetize on YouTube, you need 500 subs. You need 3 valid uploaded videos within the last 90 days. You need 3,000 public watch hours, or 3 million shorts viewed in 90 days. So if you got the shorts, then those shorts need to be like up to 3 million views within these last 90 days. And that could get you monetized. Or 1,000 subs, 4,000 watch hours, and 10 million short views. Yes, 10 million short views in 90 days. And that's going to put you on the YouTube partner program, where you can start like monetizing right away, um, and go from there. The ways that you can monetize, like I was saying, is you gotta have be specific with your title. You know, even use ChatGPT. Try to ask them for like a high CPM or a high CTR rating, so that way your title can be strong enough for somebody to want to click it. And once they're strong enough for somebody to want to click it, they're gonna click it, and then that's gonna create your views. Um, does he edit? I'm just looking at my notes. I wrote that. Yeah, I wrote down. Double down, double down. So double down is like you making posts, making reels, and then you kind of see the ones that are kind of doing good. So you want to replicate that same kind of topic, maybe a little different, but same topic, format video the same way, same length, same look, everything, same hook that you want to put them on, and then once that does well, push it. And if you want to push it, and it does more really well, then you want to go ahead and put some ads behind it, so you can push that to boost it to get to more people. And doing that, that's going to help you get to those subs numbers to get monetized faster. And there's all the kind of stuff, going into your YouTube studio, getting familiar with the analytics, getting familiar with YouTube University. Those are the kind of things you want to do. But I definitely wanted to come over here because I wanted to talk about, the streaming. No, I'm not stopping the stream. No, I'm not giving up. Yes, is it a tedious thing? It is. I know the big question a lot of people are asking, like, have you made money? Have you made money streaming since you've been on? I've been on streaming technically since 2024, and that's with Amazon Prime. But again, we thought there was going to be an AVOD paywall, a pay advertisement on demand, where basically we put our content up, and then whoever has Amazon Prime, you can go watch it, and it'll have commercials, but you can watch it, and those commercials would generate ads. That's not what happened when we got on the Prime. Prime put us behind a damn paywall. When they put us behind a paywall, it meant that, hey, yeah, you could see the title, but you're gonna have to pay $2 to see this episode. another $2 to see this next episode, and another $2 to see this next episode. Or you could pay, I think it was $6 or it's like $5, something like that, to see all of the episodes. So it doesn't seem like that's too bad. But you got to think about accessibility, because this is going to be part of another story I'm going to do, is understanding what platform you're on, understanding what your audience is going to do. Most audiences, like when we said, we're going to be everywhere you are, because if you use YouTube, generally you're not going to leave YouTube. If you use Tubi or Prime, you're generally going to, that's the platforms you use. So why would I go and market on anywhere and just like try to get you to, like, say I go to Facebook, and then I'm gonna try to get you to go to YouTube or whatever, which is what I still am gonna try to do. But a lot of times I'll try to make something for Facebook for people who I know they're not gonna leave Facebook, but I'm gonna try to make the medium of what I'm gonna put there for Facebook. Maybe it's like a little long video, maybe a little bit more descriptive in the description, because the more people on Facebook are more readers, they're gonna read it more. You know, with X or Twitch, Twitter, I might just have like a caption and a video or image or something, or maybe a link for them to go check it out somewhere else. So it's just level setting with your audience where they are, you know, with what they're viewing. Um, and so when we got behind that paywall, man, it's hard, because if you're not like a big name, like a Brad Pitt or a name face, a lot of people are not going to take the time to pay that money. And like I said, if you're not already on Prime, you're not going to go to Prime and then get to Prime and then see that you got to pay to watch it, then pay to watch it, and then actually watch the whole thing and be interested and be on the right timing of their day and their time to watch it. So it kind of like made it harder for our audience to accept it. So a year later, we get onto Tubi finally. We was trying the whole time. We finally get on Tubi. Tubi is where we know how it works. But from the content creators' point of view, I'm always giving you guys the inside scoop. That's what I'm doing here. When you get on the Tubi, it's going to be at least 3 to 5 months before you see, hear anything about any kind of money. Okay? Yes, you're going to make sure all your bank account and all that stuff is set up beforehand when you submit your stuff. That's all part of quality control. And if you're going to a distro, it's all part of that. They're going to help you out with that. But they're also going to tell you there's going to be, I'm just going to say it, it's going to be 6 months before you see any money. It's going to be 6 months before you see anything from them. And then when you do, it's going to be it's going to be 1 month of monies from the first quarter that you put your movie out. So if you put your movie out, so say there's 4 quarters in a year, which there are. Say you put it out so there's January, February, March is 1 quarter. Then you got April, May, June is the next quarter. So say you put yours out in the beginning of March, the end of February. So that means from February, end of February to the end of March, that's going to be tallied up. That's 1 quarter. Then you're going to go through another quarter. Then you're going to go through another quarter. And then by the end of that third quarter, that stuff that happened from February to March, you're going to get a check for that. So sounds cool because you finally get a check. But the thing is that there's 4 to 6 months of getting this at time. That's what it's going to be. And that could be $5. That could be $100. But you got to look at the time that goes by from the time you Tubi, boom, and then you like 6 months later to wait 6 months for $100 check is kind of devastating. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're not doing your marketing and promotion. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was talking about as far as like understanding how the streaming works. Okay. Now, once you do get that pay, I believe the end of every quarter, you're going to get something paid out. Some people will say it's end of every month. I haven't seen that. I will get with my distributor one more time and ask them about that. But what we've been doing is like about every 65, 90 days, something is coming in. Now, marketing is a whole nother beast. It's a whole nother thing. So what I'm saying is I think that you have to do enough marketing in order for at least, I'd say, 500 to 10,000 people in your city can be aware. So whatever number that means to boost to get that many people in your city and in your film demographic of who you're targeting, if you could target that and you could replicate that, if you could do that in your city or wherever you are, where you want to go, and you can replicate that to other regions, then you will start seeing your revenue start to grow. Okay. And I'm always talking from, the filmmaker for me, like point of view, like I told you guys, I'm doing all this on my own. It's kind of like somebody going out to buy a Corvette car, a kit car, and you're building on your own on the weekends and you're getting it in. So it may take you 10, 20 years for you to get that Corvette the way you want it to look to take it to that car show. And if that's the case, cool. There's no problem with it. No problem, because you should be enjoying the journey. You enjoy tinkering on your car. You enjoy embellishing it and getting it better and better and better and better. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same way you need to look at when you're doing a movie or a series or a production, is that you're curating it all the way until you can give it to the access to the people. You just want to give it access to the people. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to read some of these comments, and I want you guys to talk back and forth. If you guys want to join me on this live, you can. But like I said, please smash that like button, hit the notification bell. Let's start here. Chase Mullins. How do you ensure you're engaging with new audiences when information on social media scrolling passes so quickly, like when you're promoting a new piece? How do you ensure you're engaging with new audiences when information? Oh, okay. Well, I'll try to answer the best I can, Chase. So he's asking, how do you ensure you're engaging with new audiences when information on social media scrolling passes so quickly? I'm going to make an attempt to answer what I think you're asking. So what I do when I get new audiences engaging with me, and that means either they like the comment, they either like the post, they've commented on the post, they've reposted, shared the post, and shared the post, whatever. Whatever they may have done. They could have done all of those together or done one of them. Whatever they did, I'm going to make sure I interact the best I can. Now, if they just like the post, I will, if I can, at least take note of what that was, who that was, acknowledgement and stuff like that. Hopefully that's what it was. Now, if they made a comment, I'm going to go comment right back as soon as possible. Anything. I don't care if you got to put emojis. I don't care, whatever. I'm going to like the comment. I'm going to heart the comment. I'm going to write the comment right back. And that's going to create the algorithm to get whoever it is that you are responding to come back to that. And when they come back to it, whoever else is on that feed, they're going to see that is something else has happened to that. They're going to come back. So it's create this algorithm, creates this cycle within that post to keep it going. So now the social media people, the data people, they're seeing it as like, oh, there's traction. Let's send this somewhere else. People want to see it more. Let's send it somewhere else so we could get traction. So that's what you want to do as far as that goes. I think that's answering your question. Because I know, like you said, information on social media scrolling passes so quickly. So I'm not sure if you're saying that social media changes quickly, or the actual physical information you're reading on somebody's scroll, it goes back too quickly and you don't know what it is. But I think you're kind of stating like social media changes quick. And yes, it does. Social media does change. But mainly what you can think of is whatever social media is being talked about the most. And if you feel like the social media that being talked about the most is not the one you're on, and the one you're on is not kind of cooperating the way that you usually like it to cooperate, it might be because that new social media platform that's hot right now the current social media that you're on may be mimicking what the new hot one is doing. For example, scrolling and the short form and the reels, TikTok got everybody switched up to do that. Yeah, TikTok got everybody scrolling. That's why we got the shorts. That's why that's going crazy on YouTube. The shorts, so you can scroll. On Facebook, the reels or the stories, so you can scroll. You can scroll through it, so you can just keep on going. Okay, that's the best way I can explain it. Like when you're promoting on a new piece, yeah. So that's what best way I can explain where that goes right there. So what my main point again was about streaming, and I'd like to hear your comments. What do you feel? What do you think about streaming? Where do you think streaming is going from now? What do you think is happening? Because right now we got restaurants that are turning into apps, like Chick-fil-A, Target. They're turning to apps. They're moving into the media realm. They're making mini movies. Yes, food companies, restaurants are making mini movies in order to sell their product, which is burgers, food. They're selling their product. They're thinking if you will like our movies, and if our movies can make you feel good, then that can correlate to people coming to eat our food, and they think our food is going to make them feel good as well. That's what's going on. Um, like all the TV giants and everybody are trying to get into streaming as well. They're already getting into it. They're already here with the WB takeover, with Netflix and Hulu. I mean, Disney and Hulu merging together, all of those kind of things. So streaming is here. So I don't want to get the implication that I'm against streaming, because I'm not against streaming. I'm only here trying to understand how this money is working, how this money on Tubi is working. Because there was a heyday between 2021 and 2023 that there was many millions, many filmmakers becoming millionaires. A lot of people out of Detroit that were making movies for Tubi becoming millionaires. Still to this day, Atlanta becoming millionaires. I still believe that it can happen, because once you tap into an audience, because a lot of the filmmakers in the beginning, they already had a set audience. And that's the key. The key is to have an audience already. So if you do music, or if you do art, or if you play sports, get your fans that are around you and start hipping them to the game of what you're doing. So that way, when you do go into making movies, you already have it going. Because right now, it's not about keeping stuff secretive. It's not about that. You need to post clips. You need to post behind the scenes. You need to post pictures. You need to talk about it to everybody, what's going on. Then put it out as well, and still keep talking about it, because people want to see the process. No one likes the end result, and that's another part of this experience that I've got, is like, you can have the most prettiest curated content. That's not what you want. They want raw and direct. They want to feel like they're there. They want to feel like you just turned your phone on and you captured it. That's what they want to make you feel like. So even some of my stuff that is manicured, used with like a major camera, and is high end, very cinematic, I'll even edit the clips to where it feels like it's just raw, just so it can feel authentic to the audience that's looking at it, to get their engagement. You know, it's not only about making content and flooding the waves with content. It's about making quality content that people are gonna retain, that you're gonna retain watchers and viewers to look at your content. That's what it's about. You know, so this is the long game, guys. And of course, there are those monetary shortcuts that can be made. If you have money, can make money. Meaning, like, you hear people say it takes $250,000 to break an artist. Meaning you got to pay that kind of money out, like in videos and making the music and studio, going to the radio, maybe greasing some pockets, doing shows, the press kits and all the paper materials, things you got to pay for, clothing, all that kind of stuff. That you got flights, all that stuff you got to pay for. That is still with this business as well. It's not just making a movie. It's the marketing behind it. So all you future filmmakers out there, and all you filmmakers right now, they got a finished product, and you got the movie is looking great, it's looking good. If you don't have a plan with your team right now before you made that movie about your marketing and about where this movie is going to go and how you're going to get the access to me, because I want access. I want access to your movie, meaning I want to watch your movie. If I don't have easy access to get to it, like right now, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea who you are. You made a movie, and I have no idea who you are at all. And you want me to go watch your movie, and I have no idea what movie it is. I don't even know what it is. I have no idea. I don't even know if I want to watch it. I don't know if you convinced me yet. Even if I seen your poster of your movie, I don't even know if I want to go watch it because I haven't seen the poster enough. It hasn't got on my nerves yet. You have to want to get on somebody's nerves with your post, with your promotion. You got to get on their nerves. They got to see it every day. And if you're not doing that, and you don't have a plan on how you're going to do that, you're going to be forever twiddling your thumbs and not understanding how this streaming works because you're not going to see any monies from it. You're not in the time frame you need to. And I'm telling you from experience, because I too, but I did it on purpose of like, I'm not putting a dime. I'm not putting a dime into Houwood until I see something come back, until I see the machine work. But I did put money into it because I had to make it. What I'm saying is that I didn't have like $1,000 set to the side for marketing, 10,000 or 20,000, 30,000 marketing. I was just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try to promote it through social media, and I'm gonna try to put, oh yeah. And as far as galvanizing the little community that I have, yeah. As far as word of mouth, yeah. As far as like folks that I needed to see it, that would see there's quality there, they got to see that. But as far as folks in Atlanta, folks in Detroit, folks in Idaho, California, Oklahoma, Washington, Japan, the UK, I don't know if they seen it. I bet they haven't because I haven't spent those dollars for them to see it. So I know that they haven't seen it. So I have to think about the marketing dollars and how we're going to get to that point. What's up, Zai? My daughter coming in. Time to go. All right, we're gonna go. Okay. Yep. So got to go do some other stuff real quick, but I'll come back. I just wanted to talk about the streaming right now. And if you guys got any more questions, please put it in the comments. Make sure you like or subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I'll be back. I'm Kane King, the filmmaker. And remember, every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., right here on YouTube, you can see Film Tricks and Politics, another new episode of interviews, us talking about behind the scenes, us talking about what's latest going on in the film world, and we'll bring that to you at 8 p.m. Also, if you want to watch Houwood Series, which I think all of you should go do because we got part 2 coming out soon, and you guys need to get caught up with part 1, which is YouTube, Houwood, Houwood series. Lock in, check out those episodes, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.